Hello, soccer fans. Welcome to Chazy on October 24th, 2013. It's a chilly, overcast night here. We are at a quarterfinal match for Section 7 boys soccer playoffs, and it's Chazy versus Keene. Keene comes in as the number 8 seed 2 nights ago, winning against Minerva Newcomb by a score, I believe, of 3-0. So Keene takes the kickoff here, and that's number 19, Kara Petrovich, that controls the ball. The ball comes to midfield where Rogers for Chazy controls. The ball is up to Barrier. Barrier moves the ball up the right side. The ball goes out and will be a Chazy throw. And so Chazy comes in ranked number 2 in the state, behind Poland. Keene is an unranked team at this time. And on the camera I have Joe, as Joy Trombley likes to say, the fish poisson here with me tonight. This is Sean Rogers for Hometown Cable. Tyler Hicks controls the ball for Chazy, and Keene plays the ball up big, and that's Lapierre running onto the ball. Lapierre plays over to O'Connor. O'Connor finds Barrier. Barrier's looking for somebody in the front and finds Rabideau. Rabideau trying to find game, was unable to, and ball's played out big by Keene. O'Connor goes up and heads the ball, and that's number 10, Gabe Warner. There's 2 Warner boys on the Keene team. We'll try to keep them straight for you as Brothers comes and controls the ball in the Chazy midfield. Ball play to Rabideau. Rabideau looking to move to the right corner and is able to move in there, moves to the corner. Plays a big ball and is blocked by the Keene defender. Another ball into the box headed by Brothers. Goes into the middle of the box. Nobody's there, and the keeper for Keene, Dumas, comes out and controls that ball. So, Joe, what do you think we're going to see here tonight?
A whole lot of what we just saw right there, actually. Well, Keene, they've had a tough season this year. They've, I believe, 5 wins, and they're here at the George Brendler Field this evening in playoff soccer. And Chazy is on the hunt for another state championship. I mean, they have a ways to go, but this team here is a lot of people. Let's put it this way: people always talk about the different teams, and this team, they say, is they're not this and they're not that. Well, let me tell you what they are, is they're a good team. They beat how many ranked Class B teams except for Center Mauritius, and every other matchup they've won or tied. But their problem is the finishing. They have a hard time scoring sometimes. They defend very well. Their defense is playing well, especially they're Doran back there doing a good job on the sweeper position. The midfielder's Barrier. Congratulations to Barrier. I don't know if this is premature or saying I shouldn't say this or whatever, but he got the MVP of the Northern Soccer League Division II, and well deserved. And Brothers has been playing very well in the middle also for Chazy. They've been controlling a lot of games in a lot of time, a lot of possession and territorial, but just having a difficult time finishing. And hopefully they can correct that here as the playoffs go on.
Okay, Joe, thanks for that. And as we have seen there, Chazy's been controlling the ball, and it's been in Keene's end most of the time. But Keene has a throw in here. This is number 11, Miles Warner, throws the ball in. And Chazy controls the Barrier, controlling the ball in the midfield, looking for his striker again, but unable to find them. This time he does find Hayden Gay up front in the middle. Gay takes a shot, blocked by the sweeper. Ball's played back across, and Hicks heads the ball across. Another head touch there by Rabideau, and Gay controls. Gay makes a touch but is unable to control, but the ball comes back to Brothers. Brothers controls, finds Barrier. Barrier to Rabideau. Rabideau tries to move the ball through the box, and they're packing it in pretty hard there, Joe. As Barrier lets one rep.
Dana Moore defense at its finest.
Yeah, I think there's 11 guys in the box there. And Chazy's had a couple of teams play that type of defense against them this year. They packed it in, and there was one game down in Willsboro where Chazy ended up going into overtime with the Willsboro Warriors, and there was one game here actually against NAC where they packed it in, and it was a 1-0 game, Joe.
Yes, and that's how teams are going to try to defeat the Eagles this year, especially in playoff action. You do have to have a winner. There are no ties, so some of these teams may be playing for the tie. I don't know, but you play that rope-a-dope stuff like Muhammad Ali, and you're not Muhammad Ali. You're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah. So here comes Barrier controlling, and that was a nice defense there. Gabe.
Better job by
it's number 19, Kara Petrovich, that steps up and takes control of that ball. Barrier takes control again, though, and it's headed by Gay. Oh, Rabideau makes a nice turn on that ball and just wide to the left. That was a nice volley he had there.
Chazy's getting some good runs right now. Some good looks at the net. Who's the keeper for Keene again?
That is Dumas.
Mr. Dumas. That's an old Keene name.
Yeah, he's going to be a busy man there tonight, I think, by the looks of things.
There was a good player. I think his name was Andy Dumas back in the 80s. So maybe he has some of his genetic components.
So we're 5 minutes in, and Key's able to make a play down toward the middle of the field there, and the ball is controlled by Doran. Doran's able to play the ball up to midfield. Ball is controlled by Brothers. Brothers out to Rogers. Rogers takes the space and moves the ball up and is looking for a teammate. Finds Brothers again. Brothers finds Rabideau. Rabideau controls and works the ball, trying to find Gay there. Those two trying to work together to see if they can work that ball through and get a couple of shots off in that packed box. Doran looks to the outside, finds O'Connor. O'Connor steps up and plays the ball, but they call a push, and so that'll be a Keene kick, just not too far inside their own territory there.
How many shots on goal Chazy been awarded?
Right now it's 2 shots and 1 corner kick, and of course 0 for Keene as they've not been down the Chazy end yet. Coach McCullough rotates his goalies, and tonight Trent Blaze gets the start, and he's down there in goal. And the other starters are the usual fare out there right now. And that's Brothers trying to find Rabideau, but again a little long and ball stretched out as Gabe Warner's trying to make a move here and is able to control the ball in the box. He gets a shot off, and that's a goal.
Oh wow!
Chazy is shocked there as Keene goes up 1-0 with a ball just inside the post there, and
that was a good move by Warner.
there they are on their heels a little bit as Warner was able to get free and let us go a shot, and Chazy's down 1-0. Some digging to do. Okay, so we're back, and Chazy takes the kickoff. They're down in a surprise. Keene gets 1 shot off, and it goes in the net, and so they got some digging to do again here as they move this ball, and as the 2 sophomores there need to get their act together with their communication, and the captains let them know. As Gay controls here, Gay lets a shot go, and Dumas fumbles that, but he's able to keep it from going in the net.
That was actually a good job by Warner, though, using the screen.
Yeah, it was.
Screen Blaze.
I'm not sure Blaze ever saw that ball as it went in the net, and it was a good screen there, as you said, Joe. So Hicks heads that ball out of bounds, and Keene just plays that ball in big as Doran heads the ball up. Lapierre controls, finds Brothers. Brothers mishandles, but is able to get the ball back and plays the ball out to O'Connor. O'Connor goes up looking for Duquette on the outside there, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Keene throw-in.
Keene's got a little spring in their step now.
Yes, they do. We're 32-21 left in the first half as Keene takes a 1-0 lead on Chazy.
I'll tell you what, you go back through the record books, I think this is the first lead Keene Valley's had on Chazy in probably close to 20 years.
A good many years. So Brothers controls here, and he's working the ball through and runs into a crowd of orange jerseys there as Keene takes control. O'Connor, though, steps up, plays the ball a little big, and the ball's kicked out of bounds by a Keene player. Those white numbers on these jerseys are a little hard to see tonight. And ball's played in big as Gay slides in and is able to control, but the defender there takes it up, and that's going to be a Keene throw-in. Keene makes the throw as O'Connor heads the ball forward, and it's headed out by another Keene player. Again, I can't see those numbers over there. Sorry about that. I can't get the names out. That one is number 9, though. That's Jonette that heads the ball out. As O'Connor takes the throw in, and the ball comes down to Brothers, and Chazy raises their hands for a handball, but it's not called, and it'll be another Chazy throw in. This time, Rabideau, who has the big throw for Chazy, is going to go over and take this throw in. So again, we're at 31:08 with the shots 3-1, and the thing that matters the most is Keene is on the scoreboard 1-0 in this game. Ball is headed forward and comes down to a defender, and this is just what I was talking about. The teams are trying to play Chazy is to play that pack-the-box defensive play, and then try to sneak one in, which they've been able to do. Rogers comes up and moves the ball to Hicks.
I like that about Rogers. You know, Rogers hustles. You know, he's only a freshman and he's
Sophomore.
He's a sophomore?
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was a freshman. Still young, and he's doing well. I mean, for his first year varsity experience, I watched him play this year, and he's doing a pretty good job back there, just hustling to those balls.
So this will be Doran taking a free kick here. This is just inside the Keene area. I hear him groan a little bit as he takes that when he wasn't happy with it, but Rabideau's still able to control. Ball goes to Barrier. Barrier takes a shot, and it's cleaned up by the sweeper there. It's in the middle of the box, and another big ball played out. And Keene's just going to probably pack this box and continue to play this style. Chazy's going to have to work hard to tie this game up. Ball's played up the sidelines to Duquette. Duquette looking for the center, trying to find Gay, unable to, and this time it'll be handled by Lapierre. Lapierre controls the ball, goes to the corner looking for Hicks. Hicks moving the ball up to the side, looks to take that ball in. Keeper unable to control, plays it back to the top of the box. Brother looking for Brothers. Brothers unable to control. Barrier steps in. Brothers still trying to control that ball out to Hicks. Rogers hustles trying to save this ball. He's able to keep it in, and he's able to control. Rogers working to the corner, looking to cross it. Blocked by a Keene player, but the ball still goes to Brothers. Brothers controls, looking to work the ball into the box. He's tripped up a little bit, but still controls. Ball out to Gabe Warner. Again, Warner looking for one of his players coming forward as they try to find a counter, but Doran steps up. Warner plays another big ball over to the top, looking for number 9, Jeanette. But Jeanette unable to control, and Barrier controls. Brothers plays a ball up, trying to find Rabideau. Rabideau plays a through ball with Hayden Gay running on. Ball is crossed into the middle of the box, and Hicks is able to hit the ball, but I think that ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a goal kick as 2 Keene subs check in. That's number 6, Giglinto, and number 12, Coe, checking into the game.
Wow.
Well, Joe, what do you think here?
I didn't think I'd be seeing this. I don't think a lot of people did.
No, so Chazy in the digging mode here, trying to figure out how they're going to dig out of this as Rabideau turns his back and is able to control that ball. Gay takes a left-footed shot just over the crossbar. Unfortunately, doesn't go in.
Well, Chazy still, just all they have to do is settle down, just keep doing what they're doing, and eventually good things will come. If not, well, they're going to find out what not finishing is all about, and it's not going to be a good thing.
No, it's not. Barrier heads that goal kick and comes to Rabideau's feet, but he's unable to control as Barrier and Rabideau go up together, but they call a push there on number 19. That's Kara Petrovic for Keene. So this is going to be a free kick, and Doran, the free kick man, is going to come up and work on this one.
Good spot right here for Doran.
This is a good spot. This could be a real opportunity if he can get that swinger going. So Keene brings everybody up onto the line, trying to catch with an offside trap. And there it is, and a wide open net as Chazy ties it up there. The keeper, Dumas, came off his line, wasn't able to control the ball, and I think that was...
You got the skip on. Was that Barrier?
No, that was Lapierre that was able to get that header over, I believe, and then I think it was finished by Hayden Gay.
All right, good.
So we are now tied.
You got that goal? 25.
10. I hit it right. No, he said 10, but I think it's 16. There is no 10 on the field at this time.
I'm wondering that myself. 16?
Yep.
That's Hayden.
Yep.
We got the assist up. The assist was just as important.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice flick there, and I'm pretty sure that was Lapierre that was able to head flick that ball in. Yep. So Lapierre had the head with the assist, and Hayden Gay scores the goal. That's the official in the books.
Could you go into the? I wonder if you could ever figure out what are the percentage of goals that are scored off set plays?
For Chazy, it's typically quite a few.
It's a lot of teams.
So Chazy works that ball down the end line as Hicks tries to make a cross, but he's unable to get a good turn on that ball, and the ball goes harmlessly out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Keene. So, Joe, we are at 26:38 of the first half with the score tied 1-1. Chazy's dug itself back out of that hole, and it's a brand new ball game.
Yeah, probably a sigh of relief over here with Coach McCullough.
He didn't seem to get too excited when that one went in, but this could be a good thing for these boys to understand, that they can't relax. It's playoff time, and everybody's here to play.
That's how it works.
Okay, so again, Chazy's got another set play. It's on this near side of the field this time with a very similar spot. And
Doran had some moans and groans on that first one, like you said. Well, that second one,
he played that ball in very nicely.
Here's a really good spot for a left-footed player too.
As he backs that ball over the top again, and
very hard.
Oh, that was headed, I believe, by a Keene player. That almost would have been an own goal there, but Dumas was right on spot and able to handle that one very well.
Hard to defend. Oh, he's got a great punt.
He does.
He has the nicest punt I've seen this year.
That ball was way over midfield, played nicely. The ball bounces as Rabideau overruns it, and it's controlled by 9, Jeanette. But Brothers is able to bring the ball down in control, and it's out to Hicks. Hicks works the ball up the right side, looking for Barrier, plays the ball through, trying to find Rabideau, but unable to get there as Barrier heads the ball back to the middle. Flicked on by Rabideau, but to a Keene player. Barrier does a nice job of stepping up and just taking that ball off as he finds Hayden Gay in the middle. Gay has a great left foot. He lets go and is just wide to the right.
Yeah, take a crack from out there.
That was nice. Nice work there. Barrier was able to steal the ball here at midfield, and they did a nice job working that ball up and finding Gay standing fairly wide open in the middle there.
Keene's going to come out now.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're not packing the box as much as they did. They're actually probably the highest I've seen them on the field all night.
It is.
Is there a sweeper, though? He's got that big foot, and Hicks steps up, unable to control. That ball was a little hot. As Barrier controls. Barrier working past number 19. And Barrier lets a nice shot fly, but Dumas was up to the challenge, and that was a great save.
That was a good save by Dumas. Probably a good thing he didn't break his wrists on that.
There was some heat on that one, and that was not too far into the crossbar.
No.
So this will be a corner kick for Chazy as they line up far left as the ball's coming in from the right. Ball comes across, and when unable, and the ball goes out harmlessly out the byline, and
he let out a squat.
Yeah,
He's not happy.
miskicked that ball.
He knows it.
So
You'll senior Gay would like to.
Ball's played out, and again the midfield Chazy controls as Brothers was able to control the ball. Hicks has control now as Gabe Warner works on him. The ball's out of bounds off of Warner, and it'll be a Chazy throw in. Rogers comes to the sideline.
Did you give him that haircut, Sean?
No, actually,
Paid for that?
Actually, Rabideau did give him that haircut last night. So Chazy has a throw in, and they get their long thrower. Rabideau comes to the right sidelines to throw this one in, and he can get this one into the box from out there. As he does so, headed by a Keene player off the knee of Gay, and goes into control by Keene. Gabe Warner, their star player, controls the ball, and but Chazy is able to get it back. Ball controlled by Hayden Gay. Gay looking for Duquette, making a run on the ball. That's the freshman Gage Duquette out there, and he loses control as the sweeper. I'd like to get his numbers. He's done a very good job back there. Ball's headed by Lapierre, and Lapierre controls. Lapierre working the ball, and the Keene fans are quite happy they were able to move the ball up to midfield there. Brothers plays the ball in, trying to find a runner, and just a little bit too high for Rabideau there, and it'll be a goal kick. Okay, and so this is a Keene goal kick. Ball comes out big. And Chazy controls. Gay misplays that one a little bit. Brothers was up to the challenge. Big ball over the top and harmlessly out of the way. Joe, one of the things we've been talking about is that pair Chazy has is the center mids this year. Brothers and Barrier have really come to work well together, and
well, they grew. Listen, those two grew up playing with each other. I mean,
they did.
So, yeah, the same grade. I mean, yeah, they've been good friends forever. So they know each other, and one of the try thing is missing is Drake. You know, so Drake got hurt this year early in the season, and he hasn't been able to put any goals in back of the net. But Barrier and Brothers are playing very well in the middle. I'd say I'd match them up against any two in the region up here.
Absolutely.
You know?
Definitely Class
Just
B.
because of that reason right there.
And definitely,
That's-
for sure. That was a nice play. Brothers comes on that ball, tries to find Rabideau. Brothers working through.
Good.
He's taken down in the box. And Varen says, no, that could play on. I'm not sure how that one goes on, but it is. That was... The men with the whistles are always in charge and are always right, Joe. So there's nothing we can do about it.
Jimmy after the game with that.
Nice ball up in the corner as Hicks controls. Hicks looks to cross that ball. It's pretty hot as Gay heads the ball, but it comes wide, and it rolls out for a goal kick.
Chazy's still doing some good work, though. I mean,
that was a nice cross by Hicks there, and Gay actually misdirected that one back the other direction, which is great because the goalie's moving, and if he could have got that inside the post, that would have been a really nice play. So again, Chazy controls the goal kick as Brothers works to do that. And Brothers is stuffed by number 21. And Joe, I don't have
a 21.
21 on my roster. And so I have to talk to Mr. Barron about that one too. So the ball is thrown in to number 21. We're not sure who that young man is. The ball is headed by Brothers, who's out of bounds. Be another Keene throw-in. So we're still 1-1. We're just about halfway through the first half with just over 20 minutes left in the half, and Chazy leads on the board with a number of shots, but the score is 1-1. Ball headed by Brothers, played by Gay. As Hicks works to try to control that ball in the corner, he gets by number 13, that's Rossi.
Good service.
Good service in, just over. Actually, it was a good shot, I guess. I think it was planned to be a service, but just over the crossbar.
Just got to keep it in play for us, buddy.
You see, Hicks is a
Sophomore.
sophomore also. So,
Yep.
So McCullough has a young team, really.
He does. He's got 2 sophomores and a freshman on the field right now.
So that's
And
not bad.
and I think
Bunch of juniors.
down the middle he's got 4 or 5 seniors on the field right now, counting Blaze as the goalkeeper. Barrier gets held up there a little bit. You saw him get turned around a little bit there, but he's able to play through it as Gay controls. Gay takes a right-footed shot, but goes just wide. Yes, and Barron says that it was tipped as Coach McCullough calls for a corner, and the referee agrees with him, and this will be a Chazy corner kick. Hopefully Gay will be able to get his foot on the ball a little better this time, Joe.
Yeah, he was not happy with that last one.
No, you could hear the groan up here in the press box.
And I do know Hayden puts a lot of pressure on himself. So
Yes, he does. So here he goes. He's going to take this one. He plays a low flat shot into the box, controlled by Keene, and is taken back out for a second for another corner.
McCullough and Barrier over, probably going to do a short.
Yeah, and right now, as they said it, they were waiting, and they had Keene off guard there a little bit, and they might have waited a little too long. As Gay fires another shot in, just wide on the corner. The ball's rolling down the byline and goes out, and I think that's going to be a goal kick. Yep, wasn't touched by anybody. Lapeer just missed that one,
They
Joe.
almost caught Keene flat-footed taking that short corner too.
Yeah, they did. They probably could have got in a little closer if they'd have moved a little quicker there.
But still good work. Chazy's doing the right things. It'll come.
Okay, as Dumas takes that goal kick, Barrier heads the ball up. And this is Rabideau takes a shot. That was in the net. That was a nice shot.
That was a good shot.
On a half volley, nice shot.
Actually, tough shot. Tough shot to keep down. So
It was. And Chazy's had a big problem with that, with booming the ball over. And we're back. Chazy leads 2-0 in the first half here in the quarterfinals of Section 7 boys soccer play. Rogers heads that ball up as Hicks looks to work on, and Barrier's able to control. Barrier plays back to Rogers. Rogers looks back to his sweeper Doran and resets the ball, and that's nicely rounded over to O'Connor. O'Connor finds Duquette. Duquette looking for his center mids, and Barrier unable to control, but the ball comes to Rabideau. Rabideau tries to move through quickly and gets tripped up as Lapeer steps up.
nice touch.
Nice touch to Brothers to Barrier. That's Rabideau. Barrier. Rabideau lets go with a left foot. Dumas on the line and was able to handle that one nicely. That was a nice left foot in there too.
Tough ball to handle this. volley floaters.
Yes, it is. Lapierre steps up smartly and takes that ball and finds Barrier. Barrier unable to control his number 9. There, Jeanette lost a shoe. Rogers takes the ball up the right sideline here and looking for Brothers and able to get it over to Brothers. Brothers finds Rabideau. Rabideau working the ball across the left, right to left. And unable to get that one in. Hey. So it's a pretty cool night here on October 24th, and we've had some great weather here in the North Country, but I think we're finally going to pay for it, Joe.
That's okay. You know?
It's soccer season, and it's playoff soccer
I'll tell you
season.
what, this George Brendler Field is in.
It's unbelievable shape this year.
I've never seen it this well. Brian Norcross, the athletic director here at Chazy, it's kind of his baby.
Yep.
And he manicures it, and you can tell this field is in immaculate shape. We're in playoff soccer now. We have some bunch of games going on from now on and right through. So
Yep, we have the boys Class B semifinals here tomorrow night, and then the girls Class B semifinals here Saturday night. So the Class B games, there's a lot of parity in Class B in Section 7 this year. That should be some great soccer here this weekend.
it'll be fun. I think they're playing both at 5 and 7 tomorrow night
Yes, they are.
and Saturday. So, and it's supposed to stay cool, just like this. But this field is immaculate condition.
So we the other games for Class D were already contested today. I haven't heard any scores yet. We have Ken Drake here from Channel 5. Have you heard any yet, Ken?
Not yet.
Yeah, we haven't heard any scores yet. Elizabethtown facing Crown Point today, and Schroon Lake is facing Willsboro, and I can't remember who the other teams are. That was Rogers taking control of the ball as Gabe Warner controls for Keene. Warner finds a runner there on the far side, but Duquette, great job stepping in front of him and taking the ball. Hayden Gay controls for Chazy. And sends a nice ball in, but Dumas is there. Rabideau is right under that one, but Dumas able to use his hands and go up above his head and take that ball away. Ball is played up. Rogers keeps tight, and Jeanette plays the ball away from himself. Hicks controls. Hicks tries to work the ball down the right sidelines and is able to get by number 12. The ball's headed out by Keene. Number 12, that was Coe. The ball comes out, and Chazy will have a throw-in.
What are the shots on goal right now, Sean?
Shots are 11-1 in favor of Chazy, with 4 corner kicks for Chazy and 0 for Keene. Chazy's controlled the better of the play. They lead here 2-1 with 13 and a half minutes left in the first half. That's Rabideau looking for Gay, unable to control as Gabe Warner finds Jeanette. Jeanette tries to go back to Warner, but Rabideau steps in and takes control there. Warner misplayed the ball with Lapierre up there, and that's O'Connor playing the ball up looking for Duquette. Duquette tries to go by with speed, but the Keene defender steps in and kicks the ball out of bounds. Joe, number 3 seed in Section D is Wells this year. Have you heard anything about that team? That's another team from down south out of the Division 3 Northern Soccer League, and I haven't heard a word about Wells yet this year.
No.
So that'll be interesting to see how that plays.
Oh my.
Brothers, let's go with a ripper that went just left, and Joe and I were talking before the game started. Oh, we do have some scores.
Schroon Lake 2-1 over Willsboro.
Go ahead.
Schroon Lake 2-1 over Willsboro, and E-Town Lewis beat Crown Point also 2-1.
All right.
In the C game, Seton and NAC are 1-1 in the first half.
Great. Thanks for that update. That was Ken Drake from Channel 5 and WPTZ there, I believe, Sports, and we appreciate your help here. So as the ball's played up there, that was Hicks let go with that one from the right-hand side, pretty high and over the net, and so we got a report there on 2 of the 3 games. That's great. We really appreciate that. So Skroon Lake is the one that has, in this side of the bracket, that has advanced. So the winner of this Chazy Keene game will be facing Skroon Lake. I believe those next games are on Monday. We are here Thursday evening in Chazy at George Brendler Field, and I'm sure Coach Brendler's up there in the stands, Joe.
Oh, yeah. He's been kind enough actually to come over a couple of times in the booth. Lend a helping hand to me. And he's always a joy to have. He has some good insights. It's just still the same game, you know.
Yeah, and he, he's laid the foundation for this program here, and the founding father, so to speak. And he really
well, he coached McCullough, he coached Robbie, he coached myself, and coached several hundred of us coming through.
Yeah.
I think if you go back through history, just about every boy in Chazy, if they played soccer, they won some kind of a championship, whether it's a league championship, a sectional championship, and or a lot of them. You know, since Brendler got in there, Brendler had a year or two, but where they didn't win. But over the course of your soccer career, you won some kind of a championship if you were on the soccer team.
And wasn't it that years ago Keene was one of the main contenders?
Keene was a very good, the the Dumas, I think his name was Andy Dumas, back in the 80s. This is the early 80s. He was a tough player. A Purdy kid, Purdy. Really good players. I think they might have gone to a Final Four back then in Keene. Yeah, they're going to call that against brothers all day long.
Yeah. So, Keene gets control midfield here as they move their two strikers up, and they're actually going to bring everybody up but that sweeper. I'm going to try to get a look at that sweeper's number so I can give him some credit.
The last time they were down to Chazy and they scored.
Yes, they did. And here's number 21, volleys one in, and again, I don't know his number. Blaze calls for the ball, and Thorne lets that one go by, and the keeper controls. See this guy's number is a 16. Guy farthest in the back with the green shoes on. We're trying to.
22.
It's number 22 is their sweeper. That's a Vennerer in the back there, Joe, who's done a nice job.
He's a big kid, a real big kid.
Big kid works to try to control that box, and if one doesn't go on net, he swept them out pretty well there. Rogers goes up and heads that ball back to the center of the field. Lapierre uses his size and goes up over Warner. Gay controls. Gay looking for Rabideau. Rabideau a little bit flat-footed there and wasn't able to move on that ball quick enough, and big ball played out to the right-hand side as Warner looks to control. Warner gets by O'Connor as Jeanette's making a run. Warner trying to find Jeanette, not able to get through there as O'Connor tries to play it through Warner, but Warner able to block the ball. Brothers comes back and helps out and support a defense, and the ball goes out of bounds. And this is going to be a Chazy throw-in. O'Connor comes over to take that throw in. And that was a little bit of pressure there. Chazy has a little bit of a defensive breakdown there, and the ball gets into their end, but they're able to come back, collect themselves, and control the ball. O'Connor steps up, jumps on that ball as Brothers comes back and supports that hole that he left, and Brothers goes up the left-hand side of the field. Brothers moves back midfield, looks for his teammate there in the middle. He finds Barrier. Barrier looks to chip up. Played right back to Barrier. Barrier controls as the defender goes down. Barrier comes back, comes around him, wasn't able quite to get there as Warner controls. Rogers running back on the ball as Jeanette works with him and tries to control that ball, but Rogers is able to come up with it and move that ball through. Jeanette works hard coming back, and Rogers finds Hicks on the outside. Hicks looks to play that ball up, and unfortunately played the ball out of bounds, and that'll be a Keene throw-in. It's number 13, Rossi, and number 2, Riggins checking into the game. So we're at 7:40 left in the first half. Chazy leading 2-1 in the Class D sectional quarterfinal game. Barrier controls, but unable to control and kicks the ball out of bounds. Keene takes the throw in, tries to throw over, and Rabideau controls for Chazy. Looking to get up, and the Rabideau backheels the ball to Brothers. Brothers controls, finds Barrier. Barrier trying to get through, pulls off a Keene defender, but straight to Gay. Gay looking to find Rabideau, but unable to find him. Barrier to Brothers. Brothers working. Brothers lets go with one just wide right. Well, I'm glad to see that, Joe. We've been talking about that. Brothers is one of those unselfish guys. He works the ball up there and then he dishes it up, and he's let a couple go tonight.
Yeah, you should. Well, he has the skill, to drive it from 20 yards out easily. I mean,
Easily. He's got a phenomenal shot. He needs to let those go when he's in the right spot.
you get a chance to do it. You got to crack it, especially with the lack of offense Chazy's had this year.
Yep.
It's maybe scored by committee. Barrier's a high scorer on the team. He doesn't have 10 goals.
Yes.
And that shows that the lack of goal production that they've had, but they've been able to defend. That right there is a nice play by Rabbit.
It was. Rabideau plays a nice header up. Jeanette and Warner had put some more pressure on them. Boy, Gay able to put a little spin on that one, and that one was hooking hard in from that left side.
That was a tough takedown on the far side.
Yeah, Duquette gets tumbled, and welcome to varsity soccer, young man.
Oh, it's going to get a whole lot rougher.
If they make it down to Middletown, they're going to see the real rough stuff coming. So the big thrower again, Rabideau lets that one fly. Nice ball into the middle of the box, played by Brothers. Ball goes out, and it'll be a Chazy corner kick.
This has a tough time defending on these. We scored in that set piece for the first goal of the game, and they're not able to clear the ball out a lot of times.
Yep. That ball comes in, landing in the box. You're right. Keene's been having trouble clearing them out, and they've had trouble
Not
controlling
what you
it.
want to see.
Nice ball in. This is a high ball in. Dubas does get his hand on it. And that was Rabideau trying to give another little shot in there as Hicks goes up and heads the ball, and Hicks controls. Hicks able to keep the ball in, but no support there as Keene comes up.
Nice.
This is Lapierre stepping up, taking control of this one, lets it fly, but Dumas is up to the challenge for that one. Yes, and Dumas did a nice job coming off his line to control that one. Ball looking for Gabe Warner comes outside as Rogers looks to settle this one. Rogers plays the ball up big as Warner pressured him pretty hard. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. So this will be a Keene throw in, and we're winding down this first half. We're down to 4 minutes and 45 seconds left as Jeanette tries to heel that ball forward, but unable to do so as Chazy controls. Barrier controls the ball. Little too big in front of him, and it's up to that number 21 that's not on my roster. O'Connor slips as Warner comes up and controls, and that ball's out to Jeanette. Jeanette plays the ball in, but Trent Blaze comes off, and he and Dorm work nicely together to control that ball.
Hey, we haven't done this half, Sean.
We haven't done this half. So
Let's do this while the ball's in midfield.
This is hometown cable, and we'd like to say, Joe and I are here trying to help Kelvin Castine out. He does a great job putting these games on so that we can all watch them.
He does all kinds of things, though.
And he does games. He does community events. His programming is fantastic. He does all kinds of stuff, and he's a nonprofit, and he keeps his programming on solely by funding from his viewers and from us. And he's at 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, or he's at www.hometowncablenetwork.com. And if there's anything you can do to help support to keep these games on the air, I know Calvin and Joe and I both would appreciate your support in this. So thanks, and thanks to Calvin for all this great programming he gives us.
I'd like to put out an appeal for a new tripod. Anybody that has a tripod, you can drop it off to Calvin, please. But let's get back to the game.
Okay, so barrier controls that as we're looking for new equipment, and again, those donations you make can help us out with that too. Rogers looking midfield, and as Rabideau steps back and nicely controls. Number 15, Rabideau looking for Gage Duquette, but plays the ball a little big, almost to Hayden Gay, as Duquette tries to step in and control there. O'Connor stepping up, but Rabideau steps in front of him. Rabideau moves the ball up the right side, looking for barrier, but was a little late, but Gay was able to step back and control. Gay trying to find Brothers. Brothers able to control. Brothers has a good chance to let one rip from the top here. He tries to work it through. One touch too many. The ball's played out of bounds, and I think this is going to be another corner kick. Yes, this Gay and Barrier are going to go over.
Corner kicks is this half for Chazy?
This is number 6, I believe. Yeah, this will be corner kick number 6. The Chazy's had 15 shots on goal, and again the score is 2-1 Chazy, and we are coming down to 2 minutes left in the first half. Short corner taking his barrier controls. Tries to play a ball across. Goes off number 22, Venner. Okay, we're back. As we have a corner kick here. That's Gay playing that ball in. Oh, headed by Lapeer and goes off the crossbar. Comes back into play as Gay plays it back into the mixer. This one headed by Barrier, and that one's going to go over the corner. Boy, that was another close one there for Lapeer, Joe. He had a nice header there.
He did. Chazy's they're looking good. They're just not scoring. I mean, it's just the same old this year, but they're going to have to pick up their game as this playoffs go on. It's going to get a whole lot harder.
Well, one of the things, we talked about that. We have had a little trouble scoring and finishing this year in Chazy, but one of the things I've also been very impressed with this Chazy team is their ability to gut it out and dig it out in those close games. And so that's going to benefit them when they get in, as they move down the line here in state play, if they're able to get through this one and continue.
They have not gone through this season like a bunch of prima donnas, that's for sure.
No.
They're not unscathed.
They've had to play some very close, tough games, and
get some good teams.
That's not going to hurt them at all. As the ball comes out to Rogers, Rogers takes control, takes the space, moves to midfield, looking to midfield to try to find one of those center mids, and he finds Brothers to Barrier. Barrier unable to control it first, but is able to control the ball now. Big ball played out by Keene as Lapeer comes back and runs through the ball and takes control. Lapeer still moving forward. That's a big man moving through as he has guys moving through and just coming off of him. Lapeer goes down as the countdown goes on, and we're going to end the first half here with Chazy leading 2-1 over the Keene Beavers in Section 7 Class D quarterfinal play. We'll be back after the half. We're getting ready to start the second half here in Chazy. It's 2-1 Chazy leads against the Keene Beavers. Keene Valley Beavers. And this is a boys Class D sectional quarterfinal game. And our officials tonight are Jimmy Varon and Gary Russell on the far side. Glenn Russell on the far side.
I have not seen Mr. Russell officiating.
No, I haven't seen him at this field yet. So Glenn Russell and Jim Barron here tonight with the whistles in hand and doing a fine job. So that's Lapeer moves the ball out to O'Connor. O'Connor finds Duquette. Duquette looking to find Gay, and Gay is able to step up and get to that ball first. A nice step. Gage Duquette comes in support and is able to control. Duquette plays the ball to the top of the box, and it's headed out by Jeanette. Goes to number 3. I don't think I've called that gentleman's name yet. Nope, that's Ash, and that ball goes off of Ash and out of bounds. Nice throw in by O'Connor, and Gay is able to control. Duquette controls, serves the ball in nicely. It almost gets to the far side where Hicks was standing alone, but Rogers serves that ball into the mixer. Gay not able to do there, and Dumas gets in nicely.
Dumas just stepped inside of there.
Dumas doing a good job to do what he can back there as Gabe Warner heads that ball back as Rogers controls. Rogers resets the defense back to Doran. Doran swings the ball out to O'Connor. O'Connor working up the left near side, plays to the freshman Duquette. Duquette plays the ball in the middle, looking for Gay. Gay flicks back as Duquette runs onto that ball and is working the ball to the corners. 2 defenders work on him, and they're able to stop him there. That's number 16. Haverlick plays the ball out to the midfield to Jeanette. Haverlick tries to play that again as Duquette steps up and is controlling the ball, and Keene Ash forced to play the ball out of bounds.
Duquette's a hard-nosed player, too.
He is. He goes in hard. He plays hard, and that's why he's starting on this team. He works the whole time. He gets put on his butt there as Ash plays him hard. Brothers controls, though. Number 9, Jeanette, working, trying to take Brothers off the ball. Brothers working, has his nose on the ground and is able to control the ball and goes down hard. Varon says play on, and
I don't know.
And Lapeer plays the ball up.
It took a couple of run-out Brothers.
Yep.
If you rewind that, you can see it. A few runs out.
Yeah. And I guess he's playing advantage there, but when the advantage comes backwards, I'm not so sure about that. Nice ball up to the corners. Duquette runs on, trying to get there. Okay, tries to use that left foot and take a touch in and plays it out.
He had enough time to take a touch.
Yep.
You know, and that's going to come with experience.
It is.
You know, I mean, first year, but you know, this is the time when you got to really start honing those skills and know when to take a touch. You know, like I said, he's going to be around a couple more years, Wonder Boy Duquette. So
Yes, he is. He's earned a nickname already, so you can tell he's going to be around a while. Ball goes out of the grounds on the goal kick.
don't give those out lately.
No, they don't. Mr. Cole,
we call you Sean. But
yeah, I haven't earned one of those yet, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Doran controls as he moves the ball and takes the space, looks for his midfielder barrier, but under control. Right back to Doran. Doran settles. Doran finds Gay. Gay flicks the ball over to Rabideau. Rabideau in with 2-3 defenders, touches another ball by, plays a nice hard ball, but it's right to Dumas. Dumas loses control as Rabideau tries again. The ball goes in hard, and that ball looked like it went off his shoulders. Hicks comes in and heads that ball hard.
Fusillade of shots.
Yes, Rogers controls and is trying to find brothers, and Keene player goes down and unable to control as he looks to play this ball up to, I believe that is Riggins. Yes, Riggins number 2. Doran controls the barrier. Barrier moves up through midfield. Finds Gay. Gay to Rabideau. Rabideau lets go with a shot. Dumas is there. Comes in, and that's Hicks. Gets the rebound and is able to pound the ball into the net. That was great work and great follow-up of that ball, Joe.
Yes, it was. Started right back here in the defense. Finally, they're getting some goals go with that hard work.
And that's what they got to do. They got to let those balls go hard and follow up on them, and that's how you're going to get through that packed-in box. Okay, so we're now up with 35 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second half. Chazy takes a 3-1 lead over Keene, and they control the ball again at midfield with Barrier moving the ball up. Barrier controls, tries to find Rabideau. Rabideau looking for the corner ball. Nicely played out here as Keene's Ash has no choice but to just play the ball out of bounds with Duquette hounding him there in that corner. Kind of hard for Joe to get that camera into that corner. So
the Beavers are still playing a lot of Dannemora defense.
Yes, they are. We've got
He's playing this. Good. So see Rabideau getting
that assist. Nice ball played up top. Oh, Dumas. He had to play that ball. It was going to go out, and so this is going to be another corner kick for Chazy. This is going to be corner kick, I believe, number 7. There's only 5 on the board right now, but I'm sure they had number 6 last half, and we just missed that on the scoreboard. So Gay takes the corner kick, nicely played into the middle of the box, headed by Barrier, but just over the bar. He had to duck under that one instead of coming up onto it and putting it down onto the ground.
Chazy's been getting the air this year.
They have. We've done much better.
But they were good last year, you know, and you know, it's good to see it. If you can win those balls in the air, it's a nice thing to have.
There's a photograph of a Barrier down there in the state competition last year where his knees, he has jumped and his knees are even with the defender's head. Yeah, it was phenomenal, and Keene's trying to really move fast here and then get a quick throw in as one of the Keene players goes down. Gabe Warner controls. Warner looks for Ash, but Ash unable to control as Gay controls. Gay plays a nice corner ball up to Gage Duquette. Duquette tackled hard by number 22, Venner. Again, that's that sweeper coming off his mark back there and controlling that ball. The Keene player goes down and he hits the back of his head hard.
He hit really hard.
Yes.
That's not cool.
You can hear that up here in the press box. Number 16, he's up and he's running again, but he got his bell rung there. Ball played out to Duquette. Duquette loses control to Ash as Ash plays the ball up and the ball comes out on the corner.
Tell you what, if I was the Keene coach, I would
be taking a look at him.
I would have to.
He's out there directing traffic though, Joey seems to be okay.
No, I know, but boy.
Nice ball into Rabideau. Rabideau looks for Barrier. Barrier controls. He's trying to move the ball in and do some footwork around the player and is able to do so. Plays the ball in. Screams that one a little hard and wide over top of the net. So the shots, Joe, we're not too far into the second half. The shots are Chazy 22, Keene 1.
22 shots.
22 shots on the scoreboard.
And that's indicative of how this game has been played, really.
Yep.
I mean,
It's been pretty much in the Chazy end. There's been a couple of times where Keene has pressured a little bit. Early in the game, they scored the first
one
goal.
shot, one
And
goal.
they had a very good shot that was, we think the goalie was screened. He really seemed not to be able to see the ball, and the ball just rolled harmlessly in the net.
That was a good shot.
It was a good shot. I don't want to take that away from Warner, yeah.
It was, he placed it well. He used the players as a screen, and
Yep.
Blaze just, you don't see it, you're not going to stop it.
Right. So O'Connor looks to reset the defense there, playing back to his sweeper, Doran. Doran to Brothers.
A lot of space.
Brothers takes the space and moves to Rabideau. Back out to Brothers. This is Duquette. Duquette looking for Rabideau. Ball rolls through into the box and cleared out by Keene. Lapierre steps up and heads that ball to Barrier.
Good job.
Barrier controls. The ball is played by the Keene defenseman, number 12. That is Coe. As Hicks controls. Hicks looking to cross the ball into the box, and defender was able to step up and take control of that one. They're trying to find Jeanette over the top as Lapierre steps up and takes control of that ball. Lapierre finds Gay. Gay to Barrier. Barrier to Rogers. Rogers controls, takes the space, plays the ball out to Hicks. Hicks back to Rogers as Rogers makes a run in. Rogers comes across and tries to get across him, but bumps that ball up. So Chazy working to get their defensemen into the game a little bit.
That's
here.
when you know you're playing well.
Yep.
When you have possession and territorial, and that's not the first time Rogers has been up there this game either.
No, he tries to make those runs once in a while, and coach has told him try to work your way up in there and do what you can with that. So Venner takes the goal kick for Keene, plays the ball up to Lapierre. Lapierre controls out to O'Connor. O'Connor to Doran. Again, Chazy plays the ball back, spreads the field, and tries to spread that Keene defense out a little bit as they pack it in on their own side of the field. Ball up to Rabideau. Rabideau controls. Rabideau brings it to the left side, looking for Brothers. Brothers not able to get to it. Gay tries to run on, not able to get to it. Hicks steps up trying to play that as number 13. Rossi plays the ball up and out of bounds for Keene.
Sean, you're going to enjoy some Mickey fries, are you?
Yes, sir, I am.
I don't blame you. And we have the Mickey's actually cooking them tonight.
Is he really?
And we've had some.
That's why they taste extra good.
That's why they taste extra good. Well, Dan Barrier's substituted over there quite a bit this year. Who else has been over there?
Mr. Pepper's been there.
Yes, Tom Pepper. Greg Boris has been there. That is correct. And it's
We've done a nice job with those fries this year. Several hundred pounds, I'm sure. Barrier plays a nice ball on the ground, gets through. There's just a mess in the box here. There's like
that was a good choice by Brothers. Yeah.
there's 20 guys in the box. As the ball comes out, Warner runs on, but Doran able to control. Jeanette steps up and takes control of the ball. Keene is pretty much a two-man team up front here with Gabe Warner and
ball.
and Jeanette.
Nice pass.
Hicks takes control, moves the ball inside, looking for Rabideau. Rabideau tries to get a shot off, unable to, and Venner controls that ball. Barrier back heels to Brothers. Brothers working through. He's looking for the outside, finds Rogers on the outside. Rogers again moving into the offense, plays the ball into the mixer, plays it to Barrier, who heads it just over the crossbar. Nice work there by Chazy.
Chazy's putting some goals on the board, to this afternoon, or I should say this evening. We spoke about it earlier in this broadcast about their lack of goal production. Barrier this year, the high scorer for Chazy, 8 goals. Put that in perspective. Last year, Poitras coming off the bench had 8 goals.
Yeah.
So they just have had they've had an aversion to putting the ball in back of the net, but here they have 3 tonight.
Nice ball headed up there to Rabideau, and Barrier lets go with one, but he's unable to get there as Hicks works in again as Dumas takes Hicks out in the box.
Yeah.
But we're going to let that one go, and that's going to be a Keene goal kick.
Great shot by Barrier. Those are very difficult to stop, and Dumas is doing a pretty good job between the poles.
He is. He hasn't been able to get a hold of it a lot, but he's gotten his hands on him. Hicks steps up and plays that one as he's moved to striker now. As Rabideau lets go, but that one goes way wide.
They put Tommy Tebow in.
Tebow has come in for Duquette. Thanks, Joe. I missed that.
It's okay. See, Joey Trombley would have missed it too, so we'll forgive you. Joey is in a conference this evening. Actually, this week.
So he's
someplace warm and sunny.
Yeah, he's
Playing a little golf.
so he says, yeah, I think he's probably playing more than he is conferencing.
Well, we can tell him that. He'll have other things to say, but
So Coach McCullough has changed his look here as he has moved Hayden Gay out to the left midfield and moved Hicks into striker and put Tebow out on the right midfield. So Hayden Gay played out here on this left side for 3-4 years before he moved up to striker, and that's where he's used to being there.
no, you did good.
Jeanette moves up and takes control as Doran steps up and is trying to prevent him from moving in. Doran makes him turn as that ball is moved to Ash, and Lapeer clears the ball out of the box. Ball up to Rabideau, who plays the ball, trying to find Gay running on, and that's Riggins who plays the ball out of bounds with some pressure on him.
Hayden said I had to say some nice things about him tonight, so I will. He played well. He scored that first goal. He's had a couple of other chances too. Hayden's good on this outside. Very dangerous, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to defend against. He has some good moves, speed. He has size, and he has that left foot that can deliver a good service or score too. But he does have a new fancy haircut this evening, and I did mention it to him before the. We're gonna call that the playoff do. Yeah, we're gonna call it.
A lot of the Chazy players have gone with the Mohawk look, but not all of them this year. But of course, Hayden's is a unique one.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? He can keep listening to rap music as long as he keeps playing like he is.
Yep. That ball is controlled by Brothers. Brothers moves looking for Barrier. Barrier plays the ball up, looking for Brothers making a run, but headed by number 16, who is Haverlick. Haverlick and Venner, stopper and sweeper back there, been working pretty well together and shutting Chazy down a little bit from getting through, but that ball's through and finds Gay on the outside. Gay works, and that's number 21 that is not on my roster. And nope, sorry, that's number 19. That's Kara Petrovic, who was able to knock that ball out of bounds. Chazy's going to move Rabideau over for another big throw, and I'm sure he'll be able to throw this one into the box as everybody backs up waiting for the throw. Big throw in, over the top. Venner steps up and tries to head that one out. Dumas comes up and makes a nice catch on that ball as 3 white jerseys had gathered around him.
I like Keene though. You know, they haven't given up. You know, they're still playing hard. I mean, that's you know, they're down. Listen, let's face it. They probably had no illusions about coming up here to the George Brendler Field, but you know, they're playing hard still, and I like that.
Hicks made a nice move around one there, came up on the second one and was taking off the ball, and the ball's going to go out for another throw in for Chazy. So here comes Rabideau again with another big throw. Ball thrown into the box, bounces. Nobody's touched it yet. First to touch it is an orange jersey. Is Brothers turns and takes a shot. Goes wide left. Good choice.
Right now we are 23-45, 22 shots to 1 in favor of the Eagles, and a whole slew of corner kicks. Doesn't really matter. Chazy is 3-1. They're up.
Venner takes the goal kick, comes out nearly to midfield. Brothers heads the ball forward. As Barrier comes up and heads the next one forward, Venner clears the ball out of his area back to Rogers. Rogers controls, finds Tebow on the outside. Tebow unable to control, and the ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a Keene throw-in. Doran plays the ball. Goes past 2 Chazy offensive players, but they weren't able to control. But Brothers is able to step in and get control of the ball first. Tries to find Hicks. Hicks playing well as Lapeer does a nice job to step in front of the Jeanette there and take that ball away. Barrier, simple play out to Brothers. Brothers working on the ball. He has options. He plays the ball into the box. Dumas steps up and hits that one and able to make a second step and take control of the ball as Gay was coming on hard. Nice punt again, as Joe said before. Young man has a great punt.
Yes, he does. How are the fries tonight, Sean?
Not bad, not bad as usual.
Good.
Ball comes up to Hicks. Hicks plays out to Gay.
Here we go.
Gay with the left foot plays that ball across the mixer and trying to find Tebow. Barrier goes up in front of him and Tebow controls.
Shoot.
Tebow works and finds Rogers back behind him. Rogers unable to control and has to hustle just to keep the ball inbounds. Warner steps up on him and the ball comes back to Tebow again. Tebow works to get past Warner, not able to do so, plays back to Rogers. Rogers plays the ball up the side, but Tebow was back, so nobody was there, and the ball's played out by Keene. We have Dylan Garrow checking into the game for Chazy.
Alex Rabb
and Hicks coming out.
I think Rabb is coming out, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, it's Rabideau coming out.
So it's only the second substitute that McCullough has used this afternoon, or I should say this evening.
Yep, we're getting into playoff soccer, and that's how things go quite often here for the Chazy team. They usually use 1, 2, maybe 3 subs. Rogers plays the ball back to Doran and resets. Again, Doran looks to see what his options are. He takes the space. He continues to move forward and nicely plays to Brothers. Brothers looking for Barrier. Barrier unable to control. As Jeanette and Brothers go for the ball, Brothers comes away with it nicely. That was good shoulder-to-shoulder play, and we're going to see a lot more of that type of little bit rougher play than we're used to seeing during the regular season. So the boys need to step up and get ready for that. Brothers back heels finds Rogers. Rogers working the ball through, plays a big ball through to himself, unable to get on it, and the ball goes off the byline and out for a goal kick.
Chazy can ill afford to have any more injuries, though. Because they really are not that deep on the bench.
True.
They don't have the deep bench like they've had in the past. So they're ill afford to lose any more players to injuries. And speaking of injuries, somebody said Drake. Maybe by the end of the month. It's a possibility. I heard it.
Hearing it's a very outside possibility.
Outside possibility. I'd love to see the Tasmanian Devil get back in. This nice player, Drake. I'll put it this way: Drake at 80% is better than a lot of players at 100.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Chazy having trouble finishing as the ball's played up to Garrow there. Still working through. Hicks goes down in the box. Garrow still working hard for that ball and nicely plays back to Tebow. Tebow plays the ball back in the mixer. Lapierre controls. Lapierre goes past the player, finds Barrier. Barrier works again trying to find Garrow. Garrow has the ball played to him. Hicks controls, still unable to get the ball out, and Gay controls. Gay works to play it through, blocked by that number 21, and big ball played back out to Doran.
Chazy a reset again.
So as we were saying, Joe, before it's getting kind of hard there. Dumas controls. I'm having trouble finishing this year, and Drake up front there is the striker. He's a shifty little player who works very hard and is able to work through some of those guys sometimes when they're not able to get through when the teams pack the box. And I really think that with those packed boxes that Chazy would have done much better if they would have had Drake up front with that shifty.
They wouldn't have been able to pack the box. They'd have to come out and play. But it's not what you wish you had; it's what you have. And
yep, so you have to adapt, and
And listen, the boys are still undefeated, and no Class D team has beat them yet. And they're still a good team. They played 4 or 5 Class B ranked teams in the state, and they beat them. And they beat all the local ones, that were up there. So
yep.
So they're a good team.
They are, and there's talk a lot of times. Is this one of those years where it's not going to happen? And 4 or 5 years ago, Shea Howley was a senior, and there was some talk about whether Chazy was going to do it that year, and that a lot of the community thought this just not going to happen this year, and the boys stepped up and took north of the line and was able to do it. Keene with some pressure here is
That was a ball.
So working as Jeanette takes out Barry at the top of the box, and Chazy's able to clear the ball out. Garrow working with Hicks here to try to control. Hicks going in hard. Keene again plays a big ball up over the top, and they're looking to get that ball through, and Barrier was able to head it out, and Barrier controls and looking for Gay making a run down the left sideline, not able to get there.
Okay, let's check in the game, Sean. Brandon Ryan for Chazy, number 2 for Keene Valley. Who's number 2?
Number two is Riggins.
Okay, he's stepped into the game for the Beavers. Brandon Ryan getting his first playoff action this year.
Ball controlled by Barrier. Barrier looks on the outside for Brendan Ryan. Ryan unable to control, and I believe his brother steps up. Rogers now controls. Rogers looking for Barrier. Barrier unable to control that ball, and ball comes back to Lapeer. Lapeer settles. Out to O'Connor. O'Connor, Barrier. Barrier to Brothers.
Good call right there.
Brothers working hard to get through. Finds Garrow there, and Garrow plays the ball up to Hicks, but Hicks able to turn, and that's Riggins who plays the ball up to Lapeer. Lapeer plays it back, looks to Doran to reset. Doran takes his space as Keene is not pressuring it this time. Doran finds Gay on the outside. Gay finds
Nice ball,
finds Garrow moving through.
Take one down.
Garrow tries to backheel to Hicks, but Hicks unable to control as Lapeer steps up and takes control of the ball again. Joe, I'm seeing a little air come out of the bags here for Keene. They're seeming to get a little more tired, and they're having trouble moving to that ball. They're not as aggressive. That spring in their step seems to be gone.
No. They were much more feisty when they were up 1-0, and I don't blame them. How many teams have been able to do that to the Chazy Eagles this year?
Rogers looks to reset, plays back to Doran. Doran taking the space again, finds Barrier. Barrier to Brothers. Brothers moves the ball forward, finds Barrier again. Barrier makes a run, moving quite quickly, goes in, is blocked by a defender. Goes off for Ryan, but the ball stays in. Ball played up by Keene. Barrier collides with the Keene player and is able to come out with the ball. Brothers controls. Brothers taking off the ball. Falls, but is able to stand up and take that ball away as Gay lets the ball roll through. Ash working on Gay. And that ball goes off a Keene defender, I believe. And they said, no, that's going to be a goal kick.
Aiden Gay's getting up in a gimpy manner, but he is up. They're going to run it off. Alex Rabideau getting ready to check back into the game for Chazy. It's going to get tougher. So, and they're calling Lapeer for a foul.
Okay, we're at 13:30 left of the second half with Chazy leading 3-1. And that's Gay steps up and heads that ball. Garrow trying to get to the ball. Barrier plays the ball forward. Two Keene defenders go up and collide together as Garrow controls. Number 3, Ash plays the ball out, and Rogers heads the ball up looking for Ryan. Ryan, nice flick on, trying to find Hicks. Hicks working hard, trying to get to that ball, and he does come out with it. He has 3 Keene defenders around him and is able to step back. Waits for his support. Nicely plays the ball back, finds O'Connor coming into the play. O'Connor plays a little big in front of himself, but still able to control. Here's O'Connor making a run forward from the defensive stand, and again moving the ball through.
That is a dangerous play.
Okay, so this time now we've got a ball just outside the box here with Chazy having an opportunity, and
He has a couple of guys who could place it.
Yes.
You know, they got brothers, Barrier, Gay.
so Barrier and Gay are the two that are over top of this this ball. As Gay takes a run off. Oh, goes off the wall just on the outside. That almost curled around as Hicks tries to work it in. Garrett trying to work the ball like walking into the net nearly as Brothers controls. Brothers takes a shot outside of the box there, and Rogers works to control the ball. Rogers goes down, goes off a Keene defender, and the ball is played by Gabe Warner. Unable to get the ball out, and Brothers controls. Brothers unable to get through Warner, and the ball kicks, and it's out of bounds for a Chazy throw-in.
Who's number 6 for Keene? He is checking in.
Number 6, Giglinto checks in for Keene as number 9, Jeanette comes off, and 18, Garrow comes off as Rabidou checks back into the game.
He has all the starters back in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, excuse me, no, Ryan is still,
Ryan is out there.
Ryan's out there. Barrier controls. So Duquette is the only starter that's not on the field at this point, as Brothers works forward. Brothers controls, plays back to O'Connor. O'Connor finds Barrier in the middle. Closed down on Barrier. Brothers finds Rabidou. Rabidou with the touch. Ball played up in the air, trying to find space. Lets the ball go, but it's high and over the net.
Just missed it.
11 minutes to go in the second half, and Chazy leads 3-1 over Keene Valley.
And it could be quite a bit more actually. What are the shots on goal now?
I hate to look.
Looks like 30.
24. Shots are recorded as 24 on the scoreboard. 24-1 in favor of Chazy. That one shot by Keene early on went into the net, and this is Doran controls back out to Rogers. Rogers takes the space, finds Barrier. Barrier steps back out of the pressure and is able to find Hicks. Hicks flicks the ball on, and Chazy defenders there as Rabidou plays a little chip up, but Venner, that sweeper that's done such a good job, steps up. Rogers falls down as Warner goes by him and controls that ball. And here's O'Connor coming over trying to give him some aid, and is now Rogers keeps Warner in front of him and steps up and blocks the kick. Rabidou controls, trying to find Gay, but unable to do so as Ash steps up and takes control. Gay working on Ash, but Ash comes through, plays the ball out into the box there where Doran comes out and controls, brings the ball near side, looks for Gay. Gay unable to get there as Ash controls, but Brothers and Barrier combine to take Ash off the ball. Barrier's looking for a runner as he finds Ryan moving up the side there, but Ryan unable to control. Brothers with a nice touch around the player there and works hard to get there, trying to find Hicks, but unable to get there. Lapierre chests the ball down to O'Connor. O'Connor goes central, tries to find Hicks, but his number 19, Kara Petrovic, steps in and takes control of that ball. Brothers again on another sprint and working to control. Does a nice step over and comes out with the ball. Looking for Gay, unable to control, and that one goes over top of our press box. Chazy takes a throw in, and the ball goes up to Hicks. Hicks works the ball up the left side this time. Tries to take a shot over. It goes off a Keene defender, Venner, and we'll have another corner kick for Chazy as Gay makes his way to the corner.
Hicks might be my new project for a left foot. I can see that now. He's my new project. He needs to get a left foot. I mean, you're at the varsity level. Go get one. Give yourself one.
Well, Coach Brendler would say, Joe, that at this level there shouldn't be right-footed or left-footed.
I agree.
This should be, we're playing, and you should be able to use both feet at this level. So, Keene controls. Rogers comes back and steps in and controls that ball. Sends the ball into the mixer. But Keene defender steps up, and I think that was Ash that controlled that one. Barrier takes a shot, goes off a Keene defender, and this is going to be another corner kick for Chazy.
Who's that shot? You got to be double digits.
This is going to be number 9, Joe.
Number 9, not bad. That's a lot of corner kicks. A lot of them.
So we're still at 24 shots. We have 7.5 minutes left in this second half.
I thought we had 20 shots in the first half. How can we only be at 24? This is Brian Norcross.
Dumas goes up and controls the ball.
Yeah.
Hicks is right there. Wasn't able to control, and Hicks buries his second goal of the game as Chazy leads 4-1.
All right, that counts as a shot. Mr. Norcross keeping score down there?
It makes me wonder. So Dumas goes up and tries to control that ball. Does a nice job trying to get control, but unable to. And Hicks was there waiting, and when that ball bounced, he volleyed half volley in. Nice shot, Joe.
Good for that. Seeing the sophomore get a couple. Hayden Gay gets the assist. Hayden in a couple of the goals.
So Brothers is going to get a well-deserved rest here
Very well.
as Garrow checks back into the game. Hicks has moved back to center mid with Barrier at this point. Garrow's going to go up at striker with Rabideau. Warner and Jeanette take the kickoff for Keene, and the ball's played back to number 16, Kara Petrovic. Number 21 controls, and unfortunately kicks the ball out of bounds. Duquette checking back into the game.
Wonder Boy going to be going up front.
And he checks in for number 15. Rabideau, his coach, goes to his bench, and he's going to empty the bench here and send them all in. Adam Knight, number 14, is going to check in next, and number 22, that is Sam Provost. Barrier controls midfield. As Tebow and Alex Dupree come to the line as well, number 9 here. So we'll be seeing the rest of Coach McCullough's bench checking in here shortly. As I believe that's going to be that everybody is going to be having a chance to play in this game. Barrier controls at midfield, chips the ball up, looking for Gay. Gay runs on, takes a half volley and a nice opportunity, and tries to just take that a little quick shot and went just left. Nice try there by Hayden Gay. As those subs that I mentioned check in.
These guys are coming out.
Rabideau, Rogers, Gay,
Yeah, they're all coming out.
Barrier, and
Let's see everybody.
and I think
Dorn and Gravel.
where Chazy's playing a man short right now as too many came off. And I thought I saw 5 come off and only 4 on.
Could be interesting, but somebody might want to.
Ball goes off a Keene defender, and
He's counting him now. He's counting now. Yeah, he's counting him up. Hey, Robbie, your shirt one.
so Chazy giving Keene a chance playing a man down here as the coach is trying to figure out where that is. And
He came up
free kick by Venner there, and unfortunately missed-kicked one there is
ball not called.
coach is looking to who he's going to put back in there and get 11 men back on the field. Adam Knight plays the ball up, and ball is headed by Duquette. Knight gets his head on the ball and brings it up, and
They're not doing bad with 10 guys.
yeah, they're doing all right here. Is ball's played out to Ryan. Ryan controls. Ball goes up to Jeanette. Jeanette gives a nice tug on the arm there, and Mr. Barron says, "No, sir, you can't do that." And Chazy will get a free kick.
Maybe the officials have had a pretty easy night of it tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's been a nice, clean game, hard played, and you're right. They've had this is a pretty easy money for them tonight.
Not bad.
It's what you like to see, when you get up here and. Good hard play, good clean play as Duquette chins that one down. Working the Wonder Boy, as Joe calls him, tries to work the ball in the box and wasn't quite able to get through, but here he comes. Little wrecking ball there, and tries to win the ball, but wasn't able to, but had enough pressure where Tebow was able to win the ball. Ball's played back to Ryan. Brendan Ryan plays the ball back to Doran. Doran controls as Provo shows for him nicely, and this is O'Connor playing it at
Center mid.
nope.
No, where does he have him?
Playing a stopper. O'Connor works the ball all the way through and puts a guy on the ground. He puts Venner on the ground and apologizes as he does that. And Venner gets up and says, "Okay, no harm, no foul." As Provost tries to head the ball and misses, Doran plays the ball forward. Ball to Tebow. Tebow goes up big, misses, but Garrow able to control. Garrow finds Dupree. Alex Dupree works the ball down the left side, and this young man on the right day he does well. Is
finally up to speed.
Chazy brings that 11th man back on the field as Hicks checks back into the game. Hicks looking for that hat trick, Joe, as he's got 2 in so far, and we're down to 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in the Calvin doesn't like it when I do this, but I'm going to say in the game, as Chazy leads 3-1, and that's unlikely the way this game is set up and is going. As Tebow cracks one with a nice hook on that ball and comes just inside the post. Dumas able to handle that one, though.
We can do what we want. Calvin's not here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So Hicks working extends those arms, and there's a big trip there, and a no call as number 9 Jeanette goes in hard, and they need to get control of this. As some frustration coming out as Jeanette's looking hard to play that ball. I gotta see what year she is. Number 9 Jeanette is a junior. As
Glenn Russell on the far side is going to call foul against Keene.
Keene just outside of the box, and we're down to 2 minutes, and the game is called by our official scorekeeper here. And as the ball comes in, it looks like Duquette's going to be able to take a shot on this one. Now, Wonder Boy here has a shot that is pretty phenomenal for a freshman, Joe. We'll see how he does with
See what
this
he's got. Is he going to do it?
Here he comes. He chips the ball in, actually looking for somebody there as Dupree comes out. Dupree unable to control as Ash steps up and controls, but Provost is able to step in front of him. Ash continues to work, and here comes Gabe Warner. Warner plays a big ball up over the top. Chazy able to thwart that attack as Tebow comes in and looks for it as Brennan Ryan works hard to get to the outside. Plays the ball up to Knight. Knight touches to Duquette. Duquette working hard as he's chopped a little. I can hear the crack clear over here. Those shin guards coming together as Ryan comes in. Tebow playing hard as Jeanette slides in and takes the ball away, but Hicks is able to control that ball. And the ball's kicked out of bounds.
Keene Valley fans are having some excitement.
We might have spoke too early about that easy money. As the ball is.
That's about the fourth time. It's about the fourth time.
It's stopped, and Mr. Varon is taking his gloves out. I'm assuming there's going to be a card on this one. He came in cleats up, and the question is, what color is it going to be?
It's going to be a yellow. It's going to be, unless he gives him some.
Nope. He did give him a yellow card, and he's going to need to leave the field with 35 seconds left.
A bad way to leave a well-played game.
Yeah, it's too bad because it was going really well, and now we're coming down to something like this.
Getting a little frisky there several plays ago. And they got to protect the players.
So Doran will take the free kick here with 35 seconds left. The clock is stopped because of the card issued. Okay, so the referees are calling for the clock to be started as the ball is kicked, and we'll play the final 35 seconds of this game and get out of here.
Exciting.
Hopefully without any injuries. Doran plays the ball in big. There's another shot given there, and number 19 hits Hicks.
Mr. Varon is going back in the pocket again. He's not messing around.
No, he's putting his gloves on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Chazy will get a free kick here as the clock's winding down with 20 seconds left.
And nobody cares. No injuries. That's all Chazy.
And Duquette's going to take another shot at this one.
Why not?
When you're ready, let her go. Engage. Duquette puts a shot into the wall. Dupree takes a shot as the ball goes out, and the clock winds down to 0 here, and Chazy wins the game. Quarterfinal game, 3-1 against the Keene Beavers. 4-1, sorry, yes, I forgot about that last one that went in there. Chazy will advance to play Scroon Lake here in just 4 or 5 days. And we'll be back here on Monday evening, and that's the way it was in downtown Chazy, Joe, October 24th. 2013.
Hey, we haven't given out an MVP.
Oh, yep, we got to do that.
I'm gonna
Butternut Squash Award.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Hicks. He got 2 goals, a
2 goals.
sophomore.
Playing hard.
I'll throw. And you know what? I got to give one. I have to apologize. I got to give one to my friend Alex Rabideau. I didn't get him the last game. He deserved one.
Yep.
I'm gonna give him a double butternut squash. Why not?
And we'll go for 3, and one has to go to Hayden Gay for that mohawk.